When I enrolled in 2003, right after high school, as I started first year in Brock University, it was a perfect opportunity to complement my school and my education. They would enable me to be trained. I'd go away every summer for the first 4 years, getting paid, which is good as a student, covering off those debts, but also learning key leadership as well, which is really, really important. And I think it helped set me up for success for the future of my time so far in the regiment the last 20 or so years. You know, our motto, Non nobis sem patre, is really important as well. I don't know if anyone had talked to you about it as of yet, but it means not for ourselves, but for our country.
That's right.
And the motto itself, I think, is really important because it shows, you know, commitment to service throughout years. You know, the transition from a student at Brock to full-time with the Army for a period of time, to going back to school at Niagara College for the winery and viticulture program, to getting my full-time job at the winery, and still balancing all of my commitments here. I find the winery harvest season is very comparable to our long-term exercises and even some of our deployment operations, because we have a little set period of time. We spend 3 or 4 months preparing. You know, the first grapes roll up. That's kind of our H-hour D-Day. And then we work constantly, you know, almost 24/7 for 6-8 weeks, get all this product in, do it under fairly stressful conditions. And then we enjoy the success of getting it into bottle afterwards. Deployments across the world and domestically, and then having, you know, the privilege of serving as a commanding officer for the past 2+ years now. It just shows that we are a collective group. I couldn't do it without my wife Jessica, you know, with the support of your family, with the NCOs, the senior NCOs, and the regimental sergeant major, who I know you've had a conversation with as well. We're a very tight-knit unit. You know, I play sports, so we play ball hockey, ice hockey, we'll play at football games. We do a lot of activities together outside of the hours that are already pretty compacted, so everyone quite loves the competitive nature of it all.
It's been an extreme honor to serve the regiment since '84 to 2022. Specifically, you know, 38 and a half years is dedicated service as far as I'm concerned. The well-being of the soldiers is always my first and foremost concern in all leadership stages up until Chief Warrant Officer and Regimental Sergeant Major. The memories of yesteryear was very simple. My first Bergen-Op-Zoom parade as a private soldier, to going to the association dinner that night, meeting all the veterans that were well-being back then, and it was just totally emotional, totally, it was so exciting talking to their experiences through World War II and the liberation of Bergen-Op-Zoom, and actually lived and breathed some of their stories. It just sent shivers down your spine and what they went through and the hardships and whatnot just to produce freedom of today. The other memories I have is, of course, watching young officers to young master corporals achieve their higher ranks throughout the years and help mentor them in a way that they could be a commanding officer and or a regimental sergeant major. It's always been first and foremost my attention span on that.
The Heritage Center itself started out as our regimental museum. We were formerly located in Butler's Barracks, Niagara on the Lake. Since then, we've moved to our current site on Sodom Road in Niagara Falls. As the center grew, or the museum grew, we believed it necessary to expand beyond just the story of the Lincoln Welland Regiment. We now tell the story of Niagara's military heritage, which goes far back to the American Revolution. So my role as the curator there is essentially protecting our regimental history and Niagara's military history as well, as well as many administrative roles as well. One of the other things that I do there that I really enjoy is working with our partners in several different agencies in public events and things like that.
escorts the colors to your colors. Present arms.
We say go Canada.
My involvement with the cadet program began way back in 1987-88 when I first joined cadets here at Lake Street Armory, and I went through the entire program myself. And once I was done and kind of graduated out of it, and I decided that it was due course for me to give back myself. And since then, for the past 25 years, I've been an officer in the cadet instructor cadre and have commanded the cadet corps here on 3 occasions, and am currently involved in the broader picture as the vice chair of the Regimental Foundation.
We're here today with the Lincoln Welland Regiment, one of the infantry units in the brigade, and we just witnessed the change of Regimental Sergeant Major appointment a few minutes ago. With me is Chief Warrant Officer Joska, who is the new Regimental Sergeant Major of one of the most decorated infantry units in Canada. I've known Chief Warrant Officer Joska for at least 25 years, give or take, and I can say he's an excellent leader. He's been tried and tested in a number of different environments, and I'm sure he'll rise to the challenge here in this regiment. Good luck, Chief Warrant Officer Joska. I'm sure you don't need the luck, but I'll offer it anyhow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a different approach here. What do the soldiers, the citizen soldiers, do for civil work? What do you do?
For civilian work, I'm actually employed as a AutoCAD draftsperson. So I sit in an architect's office. I work for an architect, and I draw plans during the day. And I come in here on Tuesday, Thursday nights. What
drew you to the Lincoln Welland Regiment?
So I actually joined the regiment closer to 2013, 2014. I joined the military in 2011. With the 1st Hussars in Sarnia, and then I moved, transferred down this way after college. So I came here for education. I met my wife, settled down, had a couple kids, and then we settled in, and this was the next place to call home.
Hi, it's Mayor Walter Senzik, and I'm here at the Armories in St. Catharines, the home of the Lincoln and Welland Regiment. And for over 200 years, the Lincoln and Welland Regiment has been protecting our community. They've been protecting our freedoms. Going back to the War of 1812 and before, we had men in our community who put their hand up to say, we're going to protect what's ours. We're going to protect those around us. And for over 200 years, they've done that for our country. They've gone to places around the world, from this place here in St. Catharines, to fight for freedoms. And this is why it's so important to me and our community. And we know that the Lincoln and Welland Regiment will continue to be a significant, it'll be a symbol of what freedom looks like, what freedom and sacrifice stands for. And that's why on November 11th, the Remembrance Day, we also gather, and the Lincoln and Welland Regiment is the regiment that we honor for those who have come before us and for the men and women who are fighting for our freedoms today.